Hey, it's So from Zoe's Real Thoughts. If you didn't know, I'm a huge Mr. Robot fan, and as a matter of fact, a Rami Malek fan. And so I've been meaning to do a recap, a breakdown, review video of every episode since season 1. But you know what? Better late than never. And so here, no matter what, after each airing of each new Mr. Robot episode, I will be here, whether with makeup or not makeup or looking like trash, to give you my review of Mr. Robot that I love so much. And oh god, season 3 has been probably one of the most anticipated, as it was supposed to premiere earlier in June and then it got really pushed back to October. Yeah, I can't believe it's already October. And I know Sam Esmail has said that season 3 really brings it. They're making it almost like a feature film, which you can definitely tell from the first episode. This episode is called Power Saver Mode, and even the opening credits starts out like a movie, which is like, it was just a beautiful sequence. I loved it. So a refresh of last season, season 2, the last episode is he goes into a warehouse to try to stop the Dark Army, and he meets Tyrell and Mr. Robot, and because he can't stop them, he gets shot by Tyrell. And so this new episode opens up with a new character played by Bobby Carnival. He plays this detective dude who, I don't know why we will soon find out more information about him, but he ends up helping Elliot heal his wounds and kind of transports him where he wakes up at Angela's place. But he knows he needs to get his shit together and things are happening. And so he gets up, still covered in wounds, still healing, to go out and stop the Dark Army, no matter how weak he is at this point. New York is out of electricity, and there's just a huge power outage throughout the whole city. Things are very chaotic. People don't have money, resources, and whatnot. White Rose is at E Corp telling his coworkers or his colleagues that he can use Elliot like his father, and maybe in the end, he can die for the Dark Army like his father did. We already know Cisco is dead. Darlene thinks the FBI is out to get her, and so she's very paranoid at this point. She goes to Elliot seeking for help, and basically is met with just like nothing. He just like, yeah. In order for Elliot to shut down the back door of the system, he needs a computer, and so Darlene takes him to this hacker haven where everybody is in a worldwide competition. I think it's a hacking Olympics, which Elliot helps him win in order for him to use a computer, but Dark Army is there and he stops them before he can do anything. He ends up trying to run away. He meets with Bobby Carnival's character again, and he tells him that it's shut down. He blocked the back door, and Bobby's like, great. You know that bullet we put you and took out, we can easily put back in. And so we don't know what his involvement is, but we know for sure that he's not on Elliot's side. Elliot goes through this whole monologue about how he realizes that it's his fault. He wanted to shut down E Corps in order to free the people, but what he ended up doing is basically ruining our resources and making it easier for the government to slaughter us in the very end. So he kind of, after this revelation, he, I think, is on a quest to resolve everything and go against the Dark Army. He goes to Angela's place once again and tells her to look after him. And there's a moment where he kisses her and she is taken aback. And she's like, oh, that kiss before was a mistake, which is honestly so heartbreaking. But you realize through Elliot's voiceover that she doesn't love the people that love her. She ends up loving the people that don't love her, and she's just that kind of person. And at this point, Elliot is like, you're the only one that knows me. You're the closest person to me. You have to tell me if I'm ever him. And at this point, you feel like you can trust her. But then once Elliot becomes Mr. Robot, she makes it a plan. She's like, we need to fix this. We need to undo what Elliot just did. And they go back to the warehouse where we see Tyrell, and he's very sad that he shot Elliot. On a bus ride back, Mr. Robot and Angela have a little heart-to-heart, and Mr. Robot's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, I don't need to talk to you. You're not my friend. And eventually she ends up telling him that E-Corp's killed her mother, and she is basically out to get revenge, justice for her mother's death. And that is her greatest motive. So you know at this point that even though she is Elliot's best friend and looking out for him, she's ultimately looking out for herself. So I think that's basically where it ends. I'm not a very good recapper or explainer, so if that was like a shitty version of the actual thing, I'm sorry. But that was the best I can do. So this segment is what I like to call my 3 favorite moments. My favorite moment is when Elliot puts on his hoodie. He's in he borrows a shirt from Angela that says, I'm the property of Josh Groban, and he ends up changing into his hoodie, which is so iconic. 2, I love the long shot, one take of Darlene in the Hacker Haven. She goes into the bathroom and she has a little panic attack. It's not the panic attack that I loved. It's just the way it was shot, because it was uncut, you can kind of see the amount of pressure and anxiety she's under, because she's in the thick of it. She just basically almost got killed by the Dark Army, and she's at this point where she's so fragile. She needs to fight the system, and she's doing whatever that she can. And it's at this point where you really see her just raw, and oh man, that was probably... Oof. Number 3, of course, was the monologue, his revelation of what he's done and how he must fix things. He's talking out loud and walking through the streets, and he sees that everything is in utter chaos, and that was all because of him. And he's like, oh, how do I undo this shit? And so, yeah, those are my 3 favorite moments. As for the episode itself, great starter episode. Love the opening credit shot. I love how we're introduced to new characters that may have more involvement in this than we knew, like that Bobby Cannavale character who was a detective, and he stopped the FBI cars. Like, he must have a lot of power, and what's his role in this takedown of stage 2? And it's a good episode to kind of get everything started, because you know shit's gonna hit the fan. And I really liked it that it almost seemed very far away from our current political state, but I think the way they edited it, especially during his monologue, you saw shots of Donald Trump and things, the chaos that are happening in our world, and everything kind of coming back and grounding us that this is our reality and that we must do something, or it's just gonna get shittier and shittier, and we're just gonna let the government take us, basically. So yeah, oh man, Angela, I really wanted Angela to be on Elliot's side, but you know there's a part of her since season 1, season 2, her journey to this point, you knew that she had it in her to really push back and fight the system, especially as a white-collared worker of E-Corp, Evil Corp. I'm really excited for what she does in the next few episodes because you already know she can be ruthless. But in order to get justice for her mom, how far is she willing to go? Is she willing to sacrifice her friendship with Elliot, betray him? There's just so many things, especially betray Elliot and Darlene. She didn't even want Darlene to be involved. And there's a lot to unpack there. It's knowing that we thought we knew somebody and then you're like, oh shit, we don't. That kiss that they had, I really wanted that to happen. Last season when they kissed in the subway, my heart stopped. I love that moment. It was such a beautiful moment because you can tell how much she loved him and vice versa. And it was just like a really special moment. And then this kiss happened, and the moment she pulls away, it was so heartbreaking because he wants to be with her, and it probably took so much courage for him to actually like initiate it first. So there's a lot of feelings there, and for her to say that was a mistake, it really is heartbreaking. Of course, the soundtrack is impeccable. For this episode to end with Daft Punk Touch is a really beautiful moment. Like everything that just kind of builds up. All the crane shots of the lights turning back on. It's just like little details like that make Mr. Robot such a great series, and it is very cinematic. There's so much detail that goes into every shot, and I'm really excited to see what happens. There's always so much tension in every episode. I feel like I'm just like constantly holding my breath because the Dark Army is very, very powerful. And although Elliot was able to start this whole thing, will he be able to stop them? Because at this point, they are so powerful. So yeah, we'll see. Let me know your thoughts of this episode. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, and there's just a lot of feelings. Yeah, I'm really excited. Rami Malek is back. Angela's back. Darlene is back. We have yet to see the other detective. Really love B.D. Wong in this as White Rose. He's such a unique character that I'm always excited to see because as eloquent as he is at times, he can cause a lot of shit. So yeah. Anyways, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye!